Welcome back, Alpha listeners. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful song. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Mid Tropical Rush on Alpha U, Rendezvous of the Alpha Generation, NIE's visual radio channel. I'm Mariam Hilmi, and we are about to delve deeper into the world of leadership with someone who has made a remarkable impact in both education and leadership. It's my great pleasure to introduce our resource person for today, Mr. Farshath Jamal, the CEO of the British Institute of Management and Technology, or BIMT, and the Regional Director of the Institute of Financial Accountants, IFA UK, in Sri Lanka. As a chartered manager, CMI UK, he is an academic powerhouse holding an LLM, a BBA in accounting, and currently pursuing in PhD in business law. The managing director of the Next Education Consultancy, guiding students to study in prestigious destinations like the UK, USA, and beyond, with a experience of 18 years into lecturing and mentoring. Today, he's here to share his expertise on leadership, what makes a great leader, and how leadership shapes our lives. We are so excited to hear from him, so let's give him a warm welcome to Mr. Farshath Jamal. To begin with, leadership is evolving, especially with Generation Alpha stepping into the picture. So, Mr. Farshath, could you share your thoughts on the unique characteristics that define Generation Alpha and how these traits influence their approach to leadership?
Thank you so much, first of all, the invitation that you have given to me. And it's my pleasure to share my knowledge to the next generation, that is Alpha. And coming to your questions about leadership, basically speaking, that leadership is the ability to inspire and influence on others' behaviors.
Yes.
So now, from that point, answering to your questions, the generation to generation, the characteristics and the qualities and the features are changing. So when it's come to these alpha generations, they are very strong in making decisions. They
That's
are
right.
making data driven decision, not like us. We are very emotional, and our decisions goes to our gut feeling. We
Mhm.
see that we can make it happen, and we do. But we the researcher says, and many studies done previously, the outcomes of the researchers that says that the generations alpha, they are data driven decision maker. That's one of the good characteristic that we have seen, that those are scientific based decisions, and that will definitely bring closer to achieving the goals. And
That's right.
apart from that, the other characteristic that we found is the digital natives, because this generation is born with digital devices like
Mhm.
mobile phones, and there are so many devices, they are living with the devices.
That's
Now,
right, sir.
going back to our generations, we have seen this mobile phone actually when I'm studying grade 7.
Mhm.
So that also not the smartphone that you are using. We have seen this smartphone, not a smartphone actually, it's a
Yes, sir.
just a ordinary phone
Mhm.
where we can make only incoming and outgoing and two-way messages.
That's right, sir.
But we didn't have this kind of opportunity as what this generation got.
Mhm.
So the one of the unique characteristics that this generation has is that they are born in a completely unique digital environment that is making a lot of things possible for this generation. So these
That's right.
two are unique characteristic which will make them to achieve their desired goals.
Mhm. That's right, sir. And I like how you incorporated the digital world into it because most people, when they come to say this, they'll point out that the alpha generation are most probably addicted to the digital environment and they don't know how to incorporate them in lives. And we love how you put that in as an advantage for the alpha generation. That is truly inspiring, sir. Thank you, sir. And with that being said, sir, technology undoubtedly, and we spoke about that. And speaking of leadership, as Generation Alpha prepares to enter the workforce, which is very crucial, what specific leadership skills do you think they should focus on developing to adapt and thrive?
Yeah, it's a really a good questions, because we know that the world is almost, it is globalized.
Mhm.
Earlier we were talking that the world is globalizing, but now we can see, in fact, the world has already been globalized, in the
Mhm.
sense that anything that happens in the other corner of the world, the informations are we are getting very fast as possible. And what happens in USA is the news is available the other corner of the world within a fraction of seconds. So we are living in this globalized village. In this globalized village, what we want is the proper communication skills.
That's right.
So when it's come to the communications, it's not only the language. When it's come to the communication, this is the confident
Mhm.
communication, is the confident. Now when we are in this global world, we can interact. There are a lot of opportunities are there for these generations. You can interact with anyone from any part of the world. For these interactions, what we want is the communications, the proper communication skills. Obviously, as I said earlier, the communication is not only the language. This is the confident
Mhm.
to convey in a proper manner what we wanted to convey to the other person. So that is one part. Now for an example, now the alpha generation leader, or else leader in the alpha generations, they can have all the technological aspect. Now not
Yes,
like
sir.
our generations. No, we are maximum, we were using the email communications. But
That's
apart from email, there are a lots of instant communications technologies are
Mhm.
already developed. Now for an instance, we can go for that, social media advancement, as well as Instagram, TikTok,
That's right.
as well as there are so many platforms. So this is
Mhm.
one of the good opportunity for this generation to interact with the global, with interact with anyone in the global.
That's right.
And also, they wanted to convey the messages, I mean, very fast as possible.
Mhm.
So the speed of the communication is the other way. So the generation alpha, they are very fast, not like us, they are very fast.
That's true.
So the decisions are fast, they want the things to be taken forward very fast.
Mhm.
So what we see is that the technology is helping a lot for this generation alpha to you know bring the messages globally and to connect it to the global village. So this is one of the aspect that we are looking at. And also we also can look into the second one, that is as I said earlier, that this data driven decision making. So
Mhm.
this is also very comfortable for this generation. This generation can start the business very easily,
That's
because
right.
the informations are available already in hand.
Mhm.
So this is a good opportunity, because only what is lacking is the desire to bring the idea happen, or the desire to action it our idea. Now unlike the previous generation, because if we want to gain any information, we have to go to the library, and we have to refer the books physically. We have to read the para and para and para, and we have to get some kind of insights
Mhm.
ourselves. But now the technology has helped a lot nowadays.
Mhm.
Any information that we can obtain through AI powered technologies like ChatGPT and so on.
That's right.
So now what is lacking, or what area where the alpha generation has to concentrate is, they are well informed,
Mhm. That's
but
correct, sir.
how to make use of this available information. So to make use of this available information, the generation should have the
Mhm.
desire to go forward. The burning desire has to come from ourselves. That means we have to set the clear goal, and we have to push ourselves. We have to make ourselves to work towards achieving the goals. That is, it is not easy. We can talk a lot about
Yes,
this
sir.
point, because many people have goals, but only few have achieved the goals. Why? Main reason is they are not serious about their goals. Why they are not serious about the goals? Because they don't have this kind of burning desire. So
That's right.
advice for this generation alpha is you have a lots of information,
Mhm.
but make sure that you are getting use of the information. Action, give action to your idea and make this idea happen. This is not easy, but somehow we have to make it happen.
That's right, sir. And so, you mentioned about the burning desire that we have to have, that resilience that we need to have to actually achieve that goal. So, how can we exactly put that burning desire into action?
True, a good question. Actually, the desire has to come when you have a very serious goal.
Hmm.
Because setting the goal is always easy, because anyone can think that they can become a president of the country.
That's right, sir.
Everyone, even anyone,
Hmm.
they have the desire to be, let's say, to be the president of the country. But what is the strategy they have? Because the strategies are not very short. It's not about 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, or 2 years. So we should have a very clear strategy. Strategy mean how you are going to prepare yourself in the future to get yourself to the desired level. So to bring that burning desire, we have to seriously love our goals. So
That's right, sir.
when you have a serious intention
Hmm.
within yourself to achieve your goal, definitely the burning desire that you can expect from yourself, once you have the burning desire yourself, the body will help you to achieve it. Many psychologists and many, it is in a research, many researchers that says that
Hmm.
when you seriously think something, there are something called subconscious mind.
That's right, sir.
It will be fixed in your subconscious mind.
Hmm.
Once it is well fixed, then rest of the things body will do, body will support your desire.
Hmm.
So only how to make sure that you should have the burning desire mean you have to serious, you should be very serious about what you want to achieve in the future. So don't set only the goal, you know love the goal,
That's
and
right, sir.
be very serious about your goal.
It's about loving the desire and most importantly, the work for it, isn't it, sir?
Yeah.
That's right, sir. And speaking about that, sir, it was very insightful. And now, shifting focus to those who guide them. How can parents and most importantly, educators best support the leadership development for the Generation Alpha?
Yeah, in fact, the educators as well as parents, they have to play a very significant role in navigating or in guiding these generations. Because as I said earlier, the generation alpha is born with technology,
That's right, sir.
so they know how to use the technology. But there are lots of information, as I said earlier, it's available, but there should be a proper guidance.
Mhm.
Somebody should share their experiences. Somebody should let them know what is right and what is wrong.
That is
So
very crucial,
this
sir.
is the responsibility of all the educators as well as the parents,
Mhm.
because we know that parents are the primary educators. So the kids are spending 4 to 5 years before they go to the schools. So
Mhm.
parents are playing very important and vital role in growing their children. So the
That's true, sir.
parents, they have to adapt some kind of some kind of skills like emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is something very seriously wanted for this generation, because they are not interacting very closely with humans.
Mhm.
So most of the time they are spending the time with devices, and they're learning the world actually.
That's correct, sir.
So when they are very closely involving, or else connecting to the world, what is missing is the emotional intelligence. So
Mhm.
the parents and educators responsibility is to explain what how you have to react to the situations.
That's right, sir.
So when something is not going in the way you wanted, the generation alpha, they are making some different decisions, they are getting
Mhm.
emotional, and they are taking the wrong decision.
That's
So the
correct.
emotional intelligence is one of the key area where the parents and the educators, they have to look at when they are
Mhm.
growing their children, especially the alpha generation. That is one factor that I understood.
Mhm.
And not only that, there is something we have to talk about: ethical leadership.
That's right.
Now, the ethical leadership is very important, because what we see is, um, when the generation is mostly spending time with devices, there are lots of unethical things that the kids can look into, because
Yes.
when there's no guidance, when there's no monitoring system,
Mhm.
the kids can go and they will get spoiled, not only them but also their families as well as
That's
their
right.
surrounding.
Mhm.
Therefore, we have to teach them what is ethical leadership.
Mhm.
So the importance of being ethical, even there are opportunity where you can go wrong, you should satisfy yourself and you should do always what is right. So
Mhm.
the need for ethical leadership is very important for this generation. Therefore, focusing on the ethical leadership is very important area that our parents and educator, they have to always focus on when growing this alpha generation.
That's right, sir. So that is very insightful, sir. How emotional intelligence is very much valued, and like you told, so many alpha generation individuals, mainly let's say students, who commit suicides due to their wrong decisions that they make. So what's your insight on that, sir?
Yeah, that is once again, the generations. And I also went through some news in the social media last week that one kids,
Mhm.
he committed suicide because their parents didn't allow them the mobile phone.
That's right.
So because of that, he got some anger and he has taken the wrong decision, because he has committed unfortunately suicide and is a big loss to their parents. Now these kind of incidents very unfortunate for us, because these are evidence that the parents, they have not given the emotional intelligence. So some hard situation, we have to be very calm and we have to react to these difficult circumstances with a smile. you
That's right,
know
sir.
Things will get okay, or things will get back to the normal situations
Mhm.
sometimes later. So managing this difficult time is really tough, but somehow we have to teach our kids that you have to come up with emotion. So mainly we have to let the children to play many games. So
Mhm.
the purpose of sports is not only to get the physical fitness, but emotional intelligence is very important. Now we can see the now you can see that world champion, India
Mhm.
and Australia. So nowhere you can be the champion always. I'm
That's right,
talking
sir.
about the cricket aspect.
Mhm.
So the one day you will be champion, the other day some other team will become the
Yes, sir.
champion. So this theory or this aspect is well taught in sports. So
Mhm.
parents as well as educated, we have to make sure that our children are playing sufficient games. It's not an individual games, they have to be get connected to the group games, like
Mhm.
there are so many group games. So we have to encourage our children to go and play the group games, so that will somehow will help them to control the emotional intelligence. So
That's right,
that's
sir.
one of the way where the children can adapt themselves
Mhm.
to manage the difficult circumstance, that will sometimes avoid this kind of committing suicides and
Mhm.
all, may be addressed by allowing our children to concentrate or socializing and teaching them, taking some things okay and easy.
Mhm.
That kind of attitude has to be taught to our generation, especially uh, when they're growing this alpha generation.
That's right, sir. Take it easy is very important, isn't it, sir? And thank you for giving that insight on how parents and educators can help in the emotional way of developing the alpha generations. And with that being said, sir, it's always inspiring to see the young leaders making an impact. Could you share any examples of leaders from Generation Alpha who have already leaving their mark? What lessons can we learn from them, sir? What specifically?
Um, yeah. Now, when we talk about the achievements, um, as I said, anyone who has a desire,
Mhm.
they can achieve anything what they wanted to achieve. It is not about the age. Now, there's a classic example, that KFC. You
Mhm.
know, the founder of the KFC, very old. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this story because it's a global example for anyone. So age is not a matter. You can be very small. You can be very old. Now, when we talk about the KFC's story, it is found with the pension salary,
Yeah, I see.
retirement benefit.
Mhm.
So he has taken the retirement benefits and he started the own business. So doing the business and age is not a matter. You can start the business even you are a young, even you are an older.
That's right.
So with that background, let's coming to your questions. You ask me who are the young generation,
Mhm.
they have just achieved something. There are so many examples, but to point out one, I'm talking about Kidanjali Rao.
Mhm.
So she is one of the US citizens and she is born in the year of 2005. She is
Mhm.
one of the alpha generation.
Generation.
She born in 2005. So she understood that, before that I want to tell you something.
Mhm.
Why we study normally, the wrong guidance is given, unfortunately, to our kids.
Mhm.
Study well, get a job, and settle.
That's right, sir.
This is something I don't agree. The purpose of education is not only to gain knowledge, but also to create a meaningful impact.
Mhm.
So, creating meaningful impact in the sense, we study, that's gaining the knowledge and applying the knowledge. While we are applying the knowledge, we will get some unique skills.
That's right, sir.
So we have to be inventors. We
Mhm.
should look around the environment, what problem our society is facing, and how to address this problem, and with the knowledge what I have.
Mhm.
So the Kidanjali, she is from UK, sorry, US citizens,
Mhm.
and she understood that we have to make a clean water. So something was disturbing her mind, that I have to give a clean water. So she has invented some devices that that bring the water in a quality conditions, and that serves a lot of the humans.
Mhm.
So she won an award, and she is named as Times Kids of the Year 2020 for her technology to solve these global issues like cleaning water
Mhm.
problem. So also she, she is also now working on STEM. STEM is looking for STEM stand for science, technology, engineering, and maths. So now she is focusing on these STEM related innovations, and she is putting her time and dedicating herself
Mhm.
dedicating herself towards making an impact in
Mhm.
the world. So she is one of the examples. She is born in the year of 2005, and she is actually setting a good example for all the alpha generation.
That's right,
So
sir.
if Gitanjali can do, why can't we? So we
Mhm.
can think from that aspect. And also we can talk about another great personality, that is Marshai Martin.
Mhm.
She is born in the year of 2004. Now she is actually in film industry. She's in the film industry, and she is one of the producer in the young age, and now she become an entrepreneur. The entrepreneurship is all about taking the risk.
That's right.
It's all about taking the risk.
Mhm.
So at one point of time, you have to come up with the risk taking mind. So
Mhm.
now, you know either we will win or we will lose. If we win, we are happy and satisfied. If we lose, is an experience.
That's
It's an
correct.
experience.
Mhm.
So don't fear to take risk. Take any risk, any
Mhm.
calculated risk, not any
Yeah.
risk,
Yes.
but you have to go with any calculated risk. That's what
Mhm.
I was telling in your first question. This alpha generation has a unique characteristics, that they are not taking unwanted risks.
Mhm.
The decisions are data driven decision. Therefore I'm sure that they will be
Mhm.
going with calculated risk. So
Okay.
coming back to your questions now, there are I pointed just two examples. They prove themselves that this generation is already into the market and they are really doing well.
Mhm.
So talking about this entrepreneurship, my advice is you just take calculated risk. Just do it.
Mhm.
Just do it. Don't wait for the miracles to happen.
Don't think
Just
about it, isn't it, sir?
yes, don't wait for the miracles
Mhm.
to happen. Just start somewhere. You will end up with somewhere you wanted to be. So just start working yourself. Think about what you want to achieve in the future. Let's start it.
So just start it and everything will fall in place by time, isn't it, sir?
Of course, because there's a rule, 20 by 80 rules. That's a
Mhm.
very popular book. You can also read. It's available in the internet. So what it says that getting the first 20% is the tough. Now let's say
Mhm.
you're going to organize an event.
Mhm.
Don't think that 100% you should be perfect.
That's
Just
right, sir.
start 20%.
Mhm.
When you start 20%, the 80% will automatically happens.
Mhm.
This is a theory, as well as there are several articles. Now I'm requesting you just go to these, just go through the internet, and use the technology to gain more insights about this theory. So just start 20%, 80% will happen automatically.
That's right. Just take a small step towards your successful journey, isn't it?
Yes.
And with that being said, sir, mentorship and networking usually often the key pillars in leadership, isn't it, sir? And what advice would you give to the Generation Alpha about the importance of mentorship and building strong networks in both their leadership journey and their self developing journey?
Of course, learning from others is not a weakness.
Mhm.
Learning from others is always a kind of blessing. Is a kind of blessing. If you have someone who can guide you, who can advise you, don't get irritated that this fellow is always advising,
Advising.
advising, advising. Actually, you should have the open mind,
Mhm.
open mind, and the desire to learn new things. This is very important. So learning from others and others mistakes, it's a good investment. Because why? If you are going to learn yourself, you have to spend your time,
Mhm.
you have to spend your money, you have to make your physical efforts.
That's right.
So already somebody has done the same thing.
Mhm.
Just have some relationship, just sit down with him, with her,
Mhm.
talk to them, come up with your plan. I'm struggling to do this. How did you in your career or in your journey, how did you made it possible? Have a one-to-one discussions.
Mhm.
So these kind of discussions will help you to design your journey,
That's right.
or to draw, or to take initial steps in your journey.
Mhm.
So always, having a mentor is very important, because you can, they will get you to the right directions in your journey. So always, have a mentor. Just we have found in my experience, because I have experience over 18 years in lecturing as well
Mhm.
as mentoring. In my personal opinion, because when we are having 100 students in a classroom, only few open their they are open their hearts.
That's right, sir.
They're coming and talking, they're coming and discussing, sir, I have done this, and I have this kind of plan. Do you, what do you think, would it be possible to get this done and all? Most of the generation, this generation, they feel shy. Also sometimes they have an attitude that I know everything attitude.
That's right, sir.
So with this I know everything attitude, no one can learn new things. So
Mhm.
first of all, we have to get rid of this I know everything attitude, and go and meet the relevant people, the mentor, talk to them. Very, obviously, every successful person, they are very happy to share what they have done in their life.
Mhm. That's right, sir.
Definitely, therefore everyone is very happy. Only the thing is, you have to just approach them and just open your heart and just tell them that I have this problem. How did you come up? How did you come out of this problem? So advise me what I have to do. So definitely every lecturer, they are looking at their children, they are looking at the students growing more than what they have achieved. That is the
Mhm.
nature of the lecturers. That is the nature of the nature of the teachers.
Yes.
Now parents and teachers are the only two people, they they want to see their children and the
Mhm.
students to achieve more than what they have achieved.
That's right, sir.
So my advice is, please talk to your mentor, identify the mentor,
Mhm.
talk to them. Please get rid of I know everything attitude. That will be the starting point where you can you can learn a lot of things.
So, in short, break the barrier that is stopping you, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, that is answering to these your second questions.
Mhm.
There are two types of people. One is introvert and other one extrovert.
Extrovert,
So
yes.
some people are very shy, they won't go and they won't create. Now, as I told, if you want to be a leader, you should get rid of this kind of
Mhm.
things, and you should create some kind of forward characters. So
Mhm.
the forward characters mean, no one will kill you for asking anything.
That's right.
Go forward and ask what you want, and talk to them. That is how we have to create these characteristics. So
Mhm.
if you want to be a leader, you have to definitely increase or enhance your communication skills. So as I said earlier, communication is not only the language, this is all about the confidence what you feel.
Definitely, sir. That's right, sir. And thank you very much, sir, on that insight. And thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights with us today. It's been a pleasure getting to communicate with you on leadership, sir.
Thank you so much for inviting me and giving this opportunity. It's my privilege to be here, and I feel very happy that I was able to contribute something for this alpha generation. I hope that the generation, I wish this generation to make a lots of meaningful impact in the world and contributing to our national development. The country like Sri Lanka is looking for very innovative leaders to
Yes.
take the country forward. So we have to come up with a lot of unique insights, unique ideas, and let's make the ideas happen. So I wish all the very success for Alpha generation to be the future leaders, contributing the country as well as the world. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. It has been a pleasure learning from your expertise.